Hey guys and girls, my name is Alan and welcome to today's gameplay commentary. So the match you're about to watch is quite an old match. Well, it's a very old match I guess. It's a Plunder game that I recorded sometime last year.
You know I'm a wanted criminal, right?
Close to the start of Uncharted 4 multiplayer, and you can tell that from several things. One, I don't even have all the characters unlocked yet, and two...
Get enough sleep? Drink enough water? If you didn't, I don't really care.
and two, it's a Plunder match, but it's 4v4, and that hasn't been the case for a long time now in Uncharted 4. So, and also, I'm actually using the Para, which I haven't used as well for quite a while. Well, no, I tell a lie, I have used it recently, but I remember when I first started and I realised how good the Para was, and then I could do so many more points for my loadout boosters that I decided to use the pistol as a primary, and I had so much fun doing it. And I did it with this weapon and a couple of other pistols as well. Actually, one of my first ever gameplay commentaries in Uncharted 4 was talking about how good this loadout was. Well, how good the concept of using a pistol to increase the number of points you've got so you can use other boosters and stuff. I actually linked that video on the screen now. I'll also link it in the description so if you want to check it out. It's one of my earlier gameplays, but I think I did quite well. Otherwise I wouldn't have uploaded the actual footage itself. Anyway, so the reason why I've decided to do a multiplayer footage today was... past couple of weeks, I've been a bit heavy on the old co-op footage, survival arena, and also the survival stages. And I know that not everyone out there is enjoying it. In fact, probably not a lot of people are enjoying it, which is a shame because it's a feature that I was really looking forward to when Uncharted 4 was first announced, and I was severely disappointed when it wasn't released at launch. And then what's even more disappointing is that every time they released, well, they released stages first, which was okay to start off with, and then I realized it wasn't very good. And then they released arena, and again I was hyped for it, but I was less hyped because I knew what to expect from survival stages. And basically all the stuff I predicted that I didn't want to come back did actually come back, and so again a bit disappointing. But I've set myself a new challenge. I don't know if you've watched my previous video. Basically in that video I talked about how I'm going to attempt to solo every single stage, well, every single arena map, sorry, on crushing in survival arena on my own. So that's a new challenge I've set for myself. I don't yet know if I'm going to attempt flawlesses or if I'm going to set myself like a 3 life challenge. So if I die more than 3 times, I'm just going to quit out straight away. Or if I'm just going to do flawlesses, in which case if I die once, then I'm going to quit out straight away. So I'm not too sure yet. The thing that's kind of stopping me from really progressing is that I can't pick the map that I want to play, and so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Part of me thinks that Naughty Dog might introduce a pick a certain map feature. I mean, it's not exactly game changing to introduce that, and to be honest, I don't understand why they left it out in the first place. So I'm hoping they're going to introduce that at some point, and then I'll be able to pick certain maps. But so far, I've completed a few runs, and I've done at least one flawlessly so far. So it is possible, but I'd like to try a few of the other maps first before I make a decision on that. So I do look forward to sharing that with you at some point in the future. And also, again, I did talk about it briefly in the previous video, is that to coincide with me working on this crushing solo arena challenge, I might start live streaming. I've never live streamed before, and I don't know if it's something that I'd be good at or if I would enjoy, but as I was saying in that video, it gives me an opportunity to try it out. And because obviously there's quite a few matches that I don't go flawlessly, and so even though I don't upload those, some of the matches are actually quite good, quite interesting, and I learn a lot during these fails. Every time you fail, you learn something new. How to not approach a certain objective, how to better deal with certain bosses, so on and so forth. So I think you do, well, me personally, I learned something from watching these videos back, and I guess that's kind of part of the topic that I'm leading on to. So yeah, I will announce when I do decide to do some live stream. It probably won't be PvP multiplayer because my internet's okay for streaming, I think. As I said, I've never tried it, so I don't know, but I don't think it's great enough to stream and play competitive multiplayer, and I don't want to risk it, because if I get lag spikes or anything, then obviously I won't put in a very good performance, and then it won't be a particularly interesting stream because I'll just be ranting and raving the entire match. So yeah, so that's my future plan. I might start live streaming some co-op survival arena, well, technically solo survival arena. I might start live streaming pub matches as well. As I said, we'll wait and see how we go, and I'll announce it on the channel when I've got an exact date. I'll also announce it on Twitter as well. So if you're on Twitter, you can follow me if you want to. All the social media stuff is linked in the description below. Alright, so I haven't really talked about the match so far. As I said, it's quite an early piece of gameplay, but I do quite well in this, and there's actually quite a decent amount of teamwork between me and the other players. Despite it being a 4v4 and we're all randoms, obviously, we're working together quite well. As I said, I'm using the Para, which is a really good pistol and definitely worthy of being used as a primary if you're good enough with it. And I use it quite a lot in survival, possibly because of the fact I like it so much in multiplayer, but it is in general a very good weapon. Decent rate of fire, decent accuracy, and decent damage per shot as well. So if you've got good aim and you've got a good trigger finger, Obviously, as the evening draws on, you do get a bit fatigued, but at the start of the session, for example, it's a very good weapon to use. And as you can see, like sort of mid to long range, not a problem if you've got a decent handle on the weapon recoil. So if you like to go heavy on the boosters, then using a pistol is great, and as I said, Para is definitely a decent weapon. But there's several others as well. Some of the machine pistols as well. Before, like some of the later SMGs were released, like the P90, I'd use a machine pistol in place of an SMG easily, and preferably in most cases. So yeah, it just gives you another way to play the game. And so as I was saying in that early video that I did last year when I promoted using a pistol as a primary, try it out if you haven't done so already, because I think it's definitely fun to try at least once or twice. So yeah, I've been recording gameplays for quite a while now, for several years now, but I don't upload nearly as much as I record. Like as I was saying in the previous video, I record a lot more than you see uploaded to the channel. And one of the interesting things for me anyway is that even though I don't upload all of these games, I do watch most of them back. Usually I've got clips in those videos that I've kept for the reason of highlights collections, and speaking of highlights collections, I do plan on uploading those again sometime in the future. I just need to get my schedule nailed down and put these videos up. I've got plenty of clips, I just need to put them into a video and upload them. That's all I need to do, but I just need to get around to doing it. One of the good things about watching gameplays back is that you can sort of analyse how you've played a certain match, and I know it's not for everyone, but for me in particular, who I'm sort of a perfectionist, and so if something goes wrong, I mean, so I don't record for the purposes of going back and watching why I went wrong, but in the course of cutting out these clips for highlights collections, I learn or I see where I've made a mistake, or I can, you know, sort of judge where I would do things differently, if you follow what I'm saying. So in that respect, I think it's quite good to watch matches back, and I know that most consoles these days have some sort of a DVR system in place, so as I said, it's something to try. It's not for everyone. Some people obviously just want to play and they don't care too much about, you know, the specifics of why they died or whatever. But for me personally, who records gameplays anyway, and I would record them for clips whether or not I decide to post commentaries or not. But it's just interesting for me to watch a game back and see what bits I did really well and why I did really well. I mean, I guess, you know, it doesn't make too much of a difference why I did really well, but more importantly, if I die or if I get flanked or if I played a certain strat wrong, then it just shows me where I went wrong. And then going forward, you know, it does improve your game, believe it or not. I mean, I pick up stuff and I take it forward into the next match, and you do learn stuff. You do think to yourself, oh, okay, well, maybe if I'd have done it differently, and the next time, obviously, when that situation comes up again, you approach it differently, and who knows, maybe it pays off, and then you've learned something, and then going forward, you'll learn something else, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I mean, as I said, it's helped me out, but don't take my word for it. Just watch back a couple of matches that you've done well in, and who knows, maybe you pick up a few things. So a really decent match overall, I think. Good teamwork with the other players, and we went 3-0, so can't argue about too much, and I got a flawless, and I got a decent amount of kills. So, yeah, overall, pretty good game. And as I said, this was really early on, so that's why I've kept it for this long. Okay, so I definitely need to finish this video now, if it's getting a bit long, and the footage is long finished. So, as per usual, if you enjoyed the content, consider tapping the like button. I would do appreciate it. And if you've got your thoughts, you'd like to share me regarding anything I talked about today, let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, take care, and have a good weekend.